Hi, it's Canadian Gardening with Lisa. I'm going to do a transplant video because I have a ton of things to transplant. I am going to recycle tags. I'll write on there what they are. So what I have here is I have parsley that I started from seed that needs to be transplanted. I want to be able to give it away because that's like way more than enough. Like I didn't realize all the seeds were gonna germinate, so I have way too much. So I'm hoping to give some away. These guys need to get out of this 6-pack. They are like pansies slash violas. They're called QuickTime Mickey. And there's the tag. And they are for sun or shade, and they are pretty sad. So I'm gonna cut them back and replant them. And then I have like a whole flat of mixed annuals that either I chose them because they had a bonus plant or they're getting too hard to keep watered. I have the greenhouse up and it's full and not over, like not too full, but it's pretty full. We're still getting, last night was a frost warning, so I actually covered in the greenhouse. But anyways, so yeah, I garden in zone 3 and it's still in Canada and it's still getting cold. I'm just on the outskirts of Winnipeg, which is in the central part of the country, and I am going to do some transplanting. So I'm not gonna bore you with filling the pots with soil and all that. I will get right into it and we'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I filled the pots. The pots are mainly this Pro Mix Premium All-Purpose Mix. It's got the Mycoactive, wait, let me see if I can get a better, this Microactive technology. It's, yeah, got some fertilizer in it. It's all purpose. I was able to get my hands on from Marketplace. I was able to get my hands on 10 bags of it for like, it was 10 bags for $100, and the guy wouldn't deliver unless you ordered 10 bags. So I got 10 bags. He actually threw in 2, which was really nice. He was on Facebook Marketplace. I can't remember his name, but I don't even know if he's doing it this year. I haven't looked yet. Anyways, I may look and link it or put it in the comments, his name and number, here locally in delivering to Winnipeg and the surrounding areas. I'm in East St. Paul, so, you know, he was close enough. And so I'm going to start transplanting. I did add, just because I'm doing either seedlings or packs, I did add some perlite. Not much, not even half and half. I just added a scoop to like all this soil. And this is what I'm looking at here. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got 20 pots here. So we'll see. Hopefully, sorry about the glare. I got windows behind me and this thing. I got a window here and I got my whole sunroom over there. So it's a sunny day, and but I'll take it because it was so cold yesterday. I don't care. So I'm gonna start with, oh, I gotta get my handy tool. I'm just gonna pause you. Here it is. Got my butter knife so that I can pluck out these parsley. I'm just gonna tilt this down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out like a small clump. There's So this parsley I won online. I belong to the Brugmansia C2C, I guess, I don't know, Facebook page. And they run, the administrators, I guess, they run periodically like you could win. And so they put on there like different seed packets of not just Brugmansia, although I think there was one set of seeds from that. And then the rest were different things and happened to be these parsley seeds from Italy. I mean, that's what it touts it, right? And so I won them last year, and I put them on my priority list to try and grow this year. It was I think it was the fall. It was too late. So I decided, oh, what the heck, I'll throw some in. I use these and I put the dome on. They're old salad containers. Had them for a number of years. Salad doesn't come like this anymore, of course. It comes in a bag. So those aren't reusable. But these still are. So I'm going to use them until they don't work anymore. Because what happens is from opening and closing them, they get all cracked around the edges and then they don't really seal up and hold in the humidity as well as they used to, right? So I'm transplanting these right now just because I want to give some away. But if I was, I would wait one more week. If I was just doing this for myself, I would wait one more week and just plant them right in the ground in my garden where I grow my vegetables. But like I say, I want to give some away. So So this is an easy way to do it. So I am getting 7 pots. Now I'll likely keep 1 for myself at least, and then give the rest away. So if you know me and you want some parsley, give me a call. It's gonna be kind of first come, first serve. So see what happens with that. So there, that is done. I'm gonna just pop that soil right back in here and reuse it. Because I think the other stuff that I had in there was, other seeds that I had in there were older seeds, and I don't think they're gonna come up. So I'm going to take these guys and I'm just gonna write on here Italian parsley. There. So now I've got the violas that I'm transplanting. They're very well rooted. So I'm going to put them in here as deep as they go. These guys are getting really sad, or I would just wait another 2 weeks to plant these as well, right into pots. But like I say, I have the soil and the pots, of course, and I have the time right now because I can't really do much planting yet because it's too cold. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut back all the spent flowers, of course, at least, and anything else that's kind of questionable. Like I have some petals, old petals. Okay, those are planted. The violas look a little bit like they have no flowers, but there's some buds, and they will flush back really fast. I've been watering with a mixture of, okay. So I tried to get the right camera angle. I'm not very good at this. Plus, I don't have the greatest equipment. I mean, it's not terrible. I do have a tripod, but it has very short legs. Anyways, so what I was talking about was what I'm watering this in with. And so there's 2 teaspoons of this to 2 to 4 liters of water. So there's that. And then there is just a few drips of this. This is organic all-purpose plant fertilizer. And it's just from Evolve, and it just takes a little tiny bit and a little bit of seaweed, just regular seaweed. This is a root booster. It calls for about 2 teaspoons per 2 liters of water, but I did 4. Anyways, this is just a hormone. It has 3 kinds. It says it has 3 kinds of hormones in it, and it's just helps reduce transplant shock, and it just is a root and transplant stimulator. So we got that going on in there. And then the next thing that I'm gonna repot is this. Now, this has 6 plants in it, and it is so rooted in that these plants don't even know what they're doing. So, and I do notice this is not the same plant. Not exactly sure what it was. This is a volunteer, but like, look at the roots on this thing. Like, it really wants to live, but it is jammed in there. And the ageratum, this is the Kona Blue ageratum, it can't really grow. Like, it's being stifled. So I'm definitely going to do this. I don't have enough pots, but yeah, that's okay. So this is going to be a bit of kind of want to do this gently but firmly. And these really root. Like, look at all the roots on the stem of this Kona Blue ageratum. So, you know what, I might even cut that. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that. So I'll have this plant has the roots, and then random plant there. So I'm gonna plant that in one of these, and then that other thing with the roots all hanging down, I'll plant in a separate one. Just because in 2 weeks this is going to be ready to go in my pots, and I'd much rather plant a cute little plant like that with flowers on it than like a big monstrosity like these are turning out to be, because yeah, I think it looks a little bit better. Wow, this is rooted in here. Okay, I'm gonna take this apart here. So I'm going to have to see. So now this plant has all pushed out new growth on the base, and I just cut it off there. Now this is 2 separate plants as well. Now I think giving these annuals like giving them, like, look at that. So those are the roots on it. And they've gone way into the other plant. So I really think these are going to be happier like this. Which isn't to say I'm not going to give them some root hormone in that root booster formula. Now this thing I think is a lot tidier. I'm going to leave it like that. And now this doesn't even look like the same plant to me, but it might be. It's doing the same thing like that. But either way, I think I'm gonna remove it from the main part. I gotta get some of these roots out of here. Wow. Now, of course, I could just rip this apart, but I want to try and, like, there's some really thick roots on here. I think it'd be better to be a little, oh, there. So I'm going to try and plant it all the way down to there. Yeah, this does not look like the same plant, guys. And if it is, so be it. But if it isn't, then I just got a free plant. As my friend on Jess YouTube, she is a gardener. And she loves free things, free plants. She would appreciate that. So we will see what that works out to. And then now look at this. This is such a nice, compact little plant that is going to do great in here. Wow, that is all there's going to be, guys, because I still got 2 plants left. So I turned 2 plants, or 6 plants, sorry, because I had a 6-pack. I turned it into 2, 4, 6, 8. It's going to be 8, possibly 9. Depending on how these grew. This one looks pretty good as it is. So I'm going to plant it like that. And this one, kind of doing the same thing, but I think what I'm going to do is just try and plant it a little bit deeper. So I'm going to rip off the bottom roots since I don't have any more pots. Well, I do have more pots, but they're for the other ones. I'm going to put this whole thing in there. root hormone and fertilizer, which is in here. Got a boot tray under these pots because we're not in the greenhouse. Unfortunately, we are in the house. It's 7 degrees right now outside. It's a little cold to be transplanting. And what I'm gonna do is I have some grow lights in my living room. I'm gonna put these under the grow lights for tonight. And then I'll put them outside in the greenhouse tomorrow. Because it's getting up to 17 degrees tonight, but it's going down to, they say -1, but who knows what that would be with the wind chill. So I'm just going to do one more plant. It's annual, and it's called Mimulus Mystic Mix, which is for shade. You can put it in a little bit of sun, but it's more like part shade to shade, full shade. So I'm gonna cut this back because a lot of these flowers are spent, and they're looking really not nice. I do gotta check. This might be because of being outside. I hope it isn't, but these guys were, yeah, I think it was. I think these guys are gonna have to stay in today because they definitely went out nicer looking. So they have gone into a bit of stress. Yeah, they're not even filling the cells yet. Like the bottoms of the plants are not coming out. Well, use that soil. And like this one here, ooh, like this is not too bad, but this one, it's kind of mushy. I'll try replanting it yet. Yeah, even just pulling these out, almost, they don't want to come out. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and get these better. This one is really not nice. Okay, so we repot this in this mix with the mic and the root booster. Hopefully these will make a comeback. Like, ooh, it's quite mushy. So we'll see. I'm gonna cut all the flowers off. Yeah. Go. Like this, spent 1 day outside, so it really didn't like it. Everything else looks good outside. These guys are, they're an annual, tender annual. They're basically like a begonia. Like, you know how begonia, it kind of doesn't like our climate very well. they're like that. There's sometimes we get too much rain in the spring and it's too cold, and the begonias don't like that. Well, neither do these guys. There. I'm gonna cut those butts off too. Not real sure where I'm going to put these, but I think they definitely are going in the shade, but I think they're going to be close to the gazebo, maybe in behind. We'll see. But yeah, they're a really cute flower. They're kind of like a big dragonfly, or snapdragon, but they have a little bit more color, I guess. Now, dragonflies I have here too. Not dragonflies, snapdragons, but they are they're pretty hardy, so I'm gonna plant them last. So I have 12 of these plants. I don't think this one is gonna make it, but I have 12 of these plants, so you will see. But of course, I only have 10 pots here, so I will have to have 2 extra pots. Yeah, 2. It's actually kind of hard to see these little bells that are the spent flower, because there's so much like the plant. See, it's like this. That is what you cut off, because the plant will try and make seed, and you definitely don't want seeds at this time of year. You want flowers. All right, let's see how these go. Now I use this watering can. See, there's one here I did totally missed. And here. There we go. Now I just have the snapdragons. There was a volunteer, which is like the only reason, because these are hardy. I don't need to transplant them, but there was a volunteer, Dusty Miller, in here. So I'm gonna repot these guys. I see I'm missing one. I hate it when that happens, when a cell is empty. I like to, at the garden store, I like to find those ones and take from another one and put it in there. And that's the one I'll buy. One I went to, there was a young girl watching me, and she came up to me after. I couldn't figure out, like, why is she hanging around right where I am? There was a whole big store, and she's hanging out right where I am. And she says to me, in the future, don't mix the pots. Like, don't take out the plants. And I said, the only reason why I did was I like the colors in this pack, but it had a dead one. Like, it was totally missing. And she just walked away. But yeah, tried to make me feel bad. Like, I think nursery plants are quite expensive. And if you're gonna take a 6-pack and 1 or 2 of the cells are empty, like, that's not very frugal. And that's not very gardening, because when a cell's empty, you fill it. So in my opinion, they shouldn't have put that pack in the greenhouse for people to buy. They should have filled it with one of their others. Like, what's it for them to take a 6-pack and just go through all of them and switch them out? And so they're not selling a 6-pack with a missing cell. I don't know. If I was a greenhouse operator, I certainly wouldn't sell an empty cell. But I guess, I don't know, if they want to make money, I guess they're going to do that. Anyway, those are the Mimulus. The tag looks like this. They are June to August blooming. They like medium water, well-drained, moist, organic, rich loam, of course. Everything does. It attracts butterflies. Deers don't like it, and the rabbits don't like it. And you can put it in mixed border or on an edging plant. And I actually use it as a filler. It's my mid. But I actually think what I'm going to do is just put an entire pot of this in the shade, in my shade garden where my hostas are. Anyway, I have 2 extra that I got to plant. I have a couple pots, so that works out perfect. They're right here. These guys are just going to have 2 extra. But I really don't think this one's going to live. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I hope you like this video, and I really enjoyed making it. I get talking. It's like I'm talking to a person, so I get kind of passionate. But anyways, I hope you like the video, and I hope to see you in the next one, watching the next one. And until then, we'll see you in the garden. Bye.